Hello everybody, welcome back to my Heritage Scrapbook. Today I'm talking about family folklore. Ladies, this page is for you. I have some serious eye candy. I'm scrapping this pair of photos of my husband's great-grandfather showing off his physique. Those are the supplies I plan on using. This is the most vintage that I get with the albums for my Heritage Scrapbook. This is Crepe Paper's DIY collection. I had a few random sheets that I wanted to use for this layout. It's entitled Mr. Universe. Almost. Maybe. And then I wanted to use the map paper from the DIY collection to have as a background for the entire layout. So I'm going to mat the photos on that wood doily paper, and I was just figuring out where I wanted them to stay on the page. My husband's great-grandfather he actually emigrated from Germany when he was 6 months old, so I wanted to make sure I kept Germany on the map. Unfortunately, the map was very hard to read and not in English, so I'm ashamed to say I don't know if Germany is on that map. But we'll see. It might be under... No, yeah, it might be on there. We'll see. I'll have to go back. Then I'm using some pieces from a cut-apart sheet from Crepe Paper's Close Knit collection, just some random things. There's a tag there that says something like name, age, relation, and I went ahead and filled in his information there. There's a bingo scorecard that had a few numbers on it I thought might work, and just a random other piece of paper. Now I'm using that piece from the 6x6 pad from the same collection. It's actually the backside of that matte paper to house my journaling. So I want the photos to rest on it, and I'm just cutting it down to the appropriate size. I realized before I made it much smaller, I could just get my journaling down first and then adjust it as necessary. So that's what I end up doing, because there's a chance I would mess up. I also wanted to use this camera from Crepe Paper's the Pier collection. I have this thing about putting cameras on layouts because I'm not really sure what other embellishments to use on these pages, and they're really easy to cut out, so I'm sure there will be many more cameras to come. So I thought I might want it up at the top at first, but you really can't see it, and I wanted to bring an embellishment down to the bottom, so there it goes, onto the bottom of the layout by my journaling. Next, I'm getting out some wax paper to get my title down. I had pulled out two different style of thickers, and I ended up going with this, it has like text printed on it. I got it from Joann's, and I used those specifically because the papers are distressed and they're not a bright white, and the photos that I printed are black and white and they're more of a bright white. So this thicker I thought married the two pretty well. And at first I thought I wanted to have all of the letters in the word universe lowercase, but I have a really hard time mixing capitalized and lowercase letters, and I didn't have enough lowercase letters, so I decided to make it all capital. But I still wanted the R in Mr. lowercase. I don't know, maybe because it's an abbreviation. Anyway, then I'm using these stickers from BasicGrey. I don't remember exactly which collection they're from, but they put out one of these small alphabet sticker sheets with each collection pack. I buy them individually, though. They're really great for Project Life or any pocket page scrapbooking that you're doing. Today, I use them as a subtitle. So, they're pretty difficult to get down. They're so small, and the interior of the stickers usually stays behind when you pull it up off the sheet. So I've been doing this lately. I have been getting everything down on the page and not adhering anything, and then when I figure out, just where I want everything, then I start sticking it down. And I usually have to pull it up a couple times, which is fine, but this is a new process for me, and it's working pretty well. I didn't have really any idea of what I was going to do for this page. I had pre-selected the papers, but I just pulled everything out that I had pre-selected when I sat down to make this, and it came together pretty quick. I think it was under 30 minutes. So I'm using some pop dots to get the camera up at the bottom just to provide a little dimension. and placing my title there before I stick anything else down. So I mentioned that this layout had to do with family folklore. So I'm journaling about a story that may not necessarily be true. But first, I just want to mention here, I realize that grammatically, the dash between the V and the E is technically not where it belongs, but I liked the just the way the letters look stacked on each other instead of putting it between the syllables. So I am aware that it's incorrect, but I'm okay with it. So moving on to the journaling, it says, legend has it that Albert was runner-up for the Mr. Universe competition. There's no way to tell if that's the truth, as Mr. Universe wasn't founded until 1948, but his daughter, Palmyra, documented the following in her photo album. Perfect physique, but muscles and arm not long enough. Whether or not he won some kind of bodybuilding contest, Albert should be proud of this body and the hard work it must have taken. These photos were way before 1948. He looks as if he's a late teen or in his early 20s, and so I think that puts these photos right around the turn of the century. So I wrote circa 1900, which is well before the Mr. Universe competition was founded. I don't want to be a party pooper, and but I want to be factual in my albums. So that's how I addressed this story that may or may not be true. Then I decide that since it is a tag up top, I want to go ahead and put some twine through there. So that's what I do very carefully, so I'm sure not to rip that tag. And that's it. So here's a look at my finished page. Admittedly, I felt a little bashful scrapbooking these photos, but I'm glad I did. It's a pretty cool story. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.